Imagine a creature so large, so powerful that it made the great white shark look like a guppy. This wasn't science fiction, this was Megalodon. Picture the largest predator that ever existed in the ocean, a creature that could grow up to 60 feet long with a mouth so wide it could swallow 2 adult humans side by side. This was the Megalodon, a prehistoric shark that ruled the oceans millions of years ago. Its name means big tooth, and for good reason. The Megalodon's teeth were serrated, each one the size of a human hand, designed to slice through flesh and bone with terrifying efficiency. A prehistoric shark, the king of the oceans millions of years ago, Megalodon ruled the waves. It was the apex predator of its time, dominating the marine ecosystem with unparalleled ferocity. Imagine the fear it instilled in other marine creatures, from giant whales to smaller fish. The Megalodon was not just a hunter, it was a force of nature, a living, breathing nightmare for anything that crossed its path. Its jaws, a terrifying maw of teeth, could crush a whale's skull with ease. The bite force of the Megalodon was estimated to be over 40,000 pounds per square inch, enough to shatter bones and rip apart the toughest of hides. Its hunting strategy was brutal and efficient. It would ambush its prey from below, using the element of surprise to its advantage. With a swift, powerful bite, it would incapacitate its victim, leaving no chance for escape. This was a predator at the top of its game. The Megalodon was built for speed and power, with a streamlined body that allowed it to move swiftly through the water. Its massive size did not hinder its agility. Instead, it made it an even more formidable hunter. The Megalodon's presence in the ocean was a constant reminder of the brutal and unforgiving nature of the prehistoric world. No creature dared challenge its dominance. The Megalodon was the undisputed ruler of the seas, and its reign lasted for millions of years. Smaller marine creatures would scatter at the mere sight of its shadow, knowing that to stay meant certain death. Even the largest of whales were not safe from its relentless pursuit. The ocean was its kingdom, and it ruled with an iron fin. But then, the world began to change. The climate shifted and the oceans transformed. Volcanic activity, shifting tectonic plates, and changing sea levels created a new and challenging environment. The once abundant food sources began to dwindle, and the Megalodon found itself struggling to adapt. The very conditions that had allowed it to thrive were now working against it. Over time, the mighty Megalodon, the terror of the ancient seas, vanished into the annals of history, leaving behind only its massive teeth and a legacy of fear. The Ice Age arrived, blanketing the planet in ice and snow. This was a time when the Earth underwent dramatic changes, transforming the landscape into a frozen wilderness. Glaciers, massive and relentless, spread across continents, carving out valleys and shaping mountains. Snowfall became a constant, covering vast regions in a thick white blanket. The world as it was known was now a frigid expanse, challenging the survival of all living beings. Temperatures plummeted, and the oceans cooled. The once warm and inviting seas turned into icy realms, with freezing waves crashing against the shores. The temperature gauge showed extreme cold, a stark reminder of the harsh conditions that now prevailed. Marine life, accustomed to warmer waters, faced a dire struggle for survival. The cold penetrated the depths, altering the very fabric of the oceanic ecosystem. Many creatures, unable to adapt to the harsh conditions, perished. The shores were littered with the bodies of marine animals, victims of the relentless cold. Fish, once thriving in the warmer currents, were now frozen in the icy waters. Marine creatures, struggling to find food and warmth, faced an uphill battle against the elements. The Great Freeze was a test of endurance, and many species failed to survive. Among them, it was believed, was the mighty Megalodon. This colossal predator, once the ruler of the oceans, found itself in a world that no longer supported its existence. The icy waters were a far cry from the warm tropical seas it once dominated. Fossils of the Megalodon, encased in ice, tell a story of a giant that could not withstand the changing climate. The glaciers, with their relentless advance, marked the end of an era for this ancient shark. The giant shark, reliant on warm waters to survive, was thought to have vanished. The Megalodon thrived in the warm, nutrient-rich waters of the prehistoric oceans, but as the temperatures dropped, its habitat shrank, and its food sources dwindled. The cold waters were inhospitable, and the once mighty predator could not adapt. Historical records and marine extinction images suggest that the Megalodon, unable to cope with the new conditions, disappeared from the seas, its reign of terror seemingly over, lost to the mists of time. The skeletons of ancient sharks, remnants of a bygone era, lie in the dark ocean depths. These underwater ruins and relics are silent witnesses to the Megalodon's dominance and eventual downfall. The once fearsome predator, whose very name struck terror into the hearts of marine creatures, was now a ghost of the past. The Great Freeze had claimed yet another victim, and the oceans were forever changed. But what if somewhere in the deepest, darkest depths, a secret remained? The ocean is vast and largely unexplored, with mysterious dark trenches that hold secrets yet to be discovered. Deep-sea exploration footage reveals a world of bioluminescent creatures thriving in the abyss. Could it be possible that the Megalodon, or a descendant, found refuge in these hidden depths? The idea tantalizes the imagination, suggesting that the story of the Megalodon may not be over. The Great Freeze may have driven it to the brink, but perhaps, just perhaps, it found a way to survive in the uncharted territories of the deep ocean. Imagine for a moment that a handful of Megalodon survived. Forced into the deepest parts of the ocean, into a world of perpetual darkness and crushing pressure. Here, hidden from the icy grip of the surface, they endured. Generations passed, and the Megalodon adapted to their new home. The ocean's abyss, a place of mystery and wonder, became their sanctuary. Unseen and largely forgotten, they lurked, waiting. What if the Megalodon, once a creature of warm, shallow seas, transformed into something even more formidable? Confined to the deepest trenches, like the Mariana Trench, their size may have grown even more monstrous. Imagine a creature over 80 feet long, its body a tapestry of scars from battles fought in the abyss. Its eyes, accustomed to the darkness, glow with an eerie luminescence, a true leviathan of the deep. Imagine the impact on our world if this colossal predator was discovered. Fishermen venturing out for tuna might find their nets ripped to shreds, a single monstrous tooth left behind. Stories would spread like wildfire, whispers of a giant shark larger than any ever seen, lurking beneath the waves, the stuff of nightmares but terrifyingly real. The discovery of a living Megalodon would send shockwaves through the world. Our oceans, once a source of food and recreation, would become places of fear and trepidation. The balance of power, carefully maintained for millennia, would be shattered. The apex predator, once thought extinct, had returned to claim its throne. The presence of Megalodon would force us to re-evaluate our relationship with the ocean. Imagine the awe and fear that would grip humanity, knowing that such a colossal predator roams the depths of our seas. This ancient giant, once thought to be extinct, would challenge our understanding of marine ecosystems and our place within them. No longer could we treat it as our own personal playground. The carefree days of swimming, surfing, and sunbathing would be overshadowed by the lurking presence of a creature that could easily dominate the waters. Coastal communities would need to adapt, implementing new safety measures and educating the public about the risks and responsibilities of sharing the ocean with such a formidable predator. We would have to learn to coexist with a creature far more powerful than ourselves. Divers and marine enthusiasts would find their underwater adventures taking on a new dimension of danger and excitement. The thrill of encountering large marine animals would be heightened by the possibility of coming face to face with a Megalodon. This would necessitate advancements in diving technology and safety protocols, ensuring that humans and megalodons could coexist without unnecessary conflict. Fishing routes would need to be redrawn, marine reserves established. The presence of Megalodon would disrupt traditional fishing practices, forcing the industry to adapt. Fishermen would need to navigate new territories, avoiding areas where Megalodons are known to hunt. This could lead to the creation of protected marine reserves, where both the Megalodon and other marine life could thrive without human interference. Such changes would not only protect the Megalodon but also promote the health and sustainability of our oceans. The ocean and its resources would need to be shared with a creature that had just as much right to be there as we did. This shift in perspective would foster a greater respect for the marine environment and its inhabitants. Conservation efforts would gain momentum as people recognize the importance of preserving the delicate balance of our oceans. The presence of the Megalodon would serve as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth, urging us to protect and cherish the natural world for future generations. The survival of the Megalodon would be a stark reminder of the power of nature. It would show us that even in the face of extinction, life finds a way. Their existence would be a testament to the resilience of the natural world. We would learn to respect these creatures, not just fear them. They would become a symbol of the past, a living link to a time when giants roamed the earth. The ocean is a vast and mysterious place, full of secrets yet to be discovered. The possibility of Megalodon still lurking in its depths is a reminder that we have only scratched the surface of what lies beneath. Perhaps somewhere in the abyss, in a world untouched by time, the king of the ocean still reigns. And perhaps it is better that way, for some secrets are best left undisturbed.